morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, May the 28th. We're going to talk about Big Brothers and Big Sisters today. And our guest sitting over there is an expert on this organization, Ann Merrifield. Good to have you back again here, Ann.
Thanks, Paul. Nice to be back.
Big Brothers, Big Sisters, you've got some things going on right now that you want to promote, right?
Yes. First of all, I want to let people know about an upcoming event that we have. It's not till August, but it's not too early to start planning.
Okay.
August 26th, one of our major fundraisers is Countdown to Kickoff.
What is Countdown to Kickoff?
Well, it's held in conjunction with it's held before the first home football game. Mizzou Athletics, especially the football program, are big supporters of Big Brothers, Big Sisters. So we hold it at the stadium in the Columns Club. There's silent auctions.
Where we all got our vaccinations.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna go take a site tour in a couple weeks, and my contact over there said, well, unless there's a vaccination clinic going on, you can come up and take a look at the space. So.
Yeah, I tell you what, not to change the subject, but I was never so excited to see the inside of that building when I was going to get my COVID vaccination there.
Right, I know.
Is that what you got yours too?
No, I got mine at a pharmacy here in town.
Okay.
But it's going to feel so good to get back. We didn't get to have a live event last year at the stadium, so I'm excited to get back to a live event
slowly,
again.
it feels like slowly but surely.
We're getting there.
We're starting to see light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Not to say that we don't still need to be cautious, but things are looking better.
Right.
Okay, so I didn't mean to get off.
That's quite all right. So that's coming up. And then this summer, we really want to try to get out into the community as much as we possibly can to promote the fact that we still really need bigs. We need mentors for our youth.
When you say we really need bigs, you're talking about the fact that you need adults.
We need adults. We need adult mentors to help our youth that are in this community that are needing a positive role model.
Now, what age group, when you talk about bigs, what's the youngest big that you will take for?
18 years old.
So once you're 18, you can become a big, a big brother, big sister.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
And what do they need to do?
Well, I actually brought a little bit of research because I think it's really important to remind people that Big Brothers Big Sisters was started as a positive alternative to the juvenile justice system. So research shows that about 70% of our population has experienced at least one adverse childhood experience. And an adverse childhood experience is things like divorce, or one of their loved ones is incarcerated. They've got mental illness, substance abuse, those types of things.
70%?
70%. Mm-hmm.
70% of the population has experienced
of
that?
our youth, yes. So that's why, and research also shows, since Big Brothers Big Sisters is a research and evidence-based organization, we've done our research, and it shows that a positive role model in a youth's life that has experienced one of these types of experiences does a lot to help them have a more productive adulthood. And it can, if these issues aren't addressed, it can lead to adult trauma, it can lead to obesity, it can lead to incarceration, substance abuse, those types of things.
I still find that statistic of 70% mind-boggling. Mm-hmm. So only 30% of the population has led what we would call a stress-free, normal childhood.
Right. And just to clarify, 70% of the youth population, of the youth that we serve in Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Okay.
So not 70% of all youth, but the majority of the youth that we serve have at least one of those experiences.
What can people do if they want to help out with this?
Well, they can take a step back and think about that. I understand that everyone is busy, and that the biggest response that I usually get is, I just don't have time. But I guess what my plea is today is that if you're on the fence and if you're thinking that maybe you might be able to find some time, I'd like to try to help push you over that. So we're going to be out and about in the community a lot this summer. We're going to be participating in the First Fridays that happen the first Friday of every month. I'll be hanging out at my friend Elizabeth Jordheim's new salon. It's Serendipity Salon and Gallery, and that's at 1020 Walnut.
You're going to be hanging out there
on First Fridays
and
all summer long.
You're going to try to recruit people.
I am. I'm going to have materials, and I'm going to have swag, and I'm going to be there to answer any questions questions that they might have about becoming a big. We're also going to be participating in the Fun Fests. Those are held at different parks all summer long, once a month. And those activities are for me to recruit bigs, but also to identify other kiddos in our community that might need a mentor.
How do you go about reaching out to kids who you think might need some help, but they haven't come to you?
We rely on folks in the community to help make those referrals. We have a close relationship with the school systems. Oftentimes teachers will give us a call and say, hey, little Johnny seems to me like he might need some extra positive influences in his life. Can you help us find him a big?
So would the teachers call you, or would they talk to the parents first and then call you?
They can do it both ways.
And then would you contact the parent?
Well, in the school-based program that we have, we don't need to have direct contact with the parents because that mentoring program is just in the school systems. A big comes into the school once a week, has lunch with their little, plays on the playground with their little, reads them a book. So parents don't necessarily have to be informed about that, although we do. We try to as much as possible to get in touch with
but
the parents.
Now, if it's something away from school, then
that's
what happens?
that's our community-based program, and the parent is very much involved in that process. The parent oftentimes is the one that calls and says, my little son or my little daughter needs some positive influences in their life. So parents can refer their children. Teachers, if they think that they see a child in the classroom that they want to have more exposure to a mentor, they'll work with the parents as well.
How do you decide which big you're going to put with a little?
They go through a pretty extensive assessment process. Both of them do. We interview the youth. We find out their interests, their likes, who they'd like to have as a big. We do the same thing on the big side as well. And then it's a process where we match. We do a pretty extensive review process to try to find just the right match.
You find that most of them gel?
Most of them do, yeah. And if they don't, then we can go back to the drawing board and we can find them a new match. Today, we're actually matching a couple. We have a husband and a wife that have wanted to be bigs, and they're actually going to be taking two siblings on as their littles.
Oh,
and
nice.
I know it's going to be fun this afternoon to see that match take
That's
place.
nice. So again, if people want to help out, or if people want more information, or if you want to recommend someone to be a big or a little, they can go to what is it?
bigsofcentralmo.org.
Okay, big, B-I-G-S, of centralmo.org, all one word, and you can get all the information you need.
Right, exactly.
All right. And Merrifield, thank you so much for coming by. Always a pleasure having you here.
Great to be here, Paul. Thanks again.
Please come back, okay? Something you'd like to hear or see, I would love to hear from you. All you have to do is drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu.